Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by Hard Factor. It's Monday, March 8th, 2021, episode number 640. And happy birthday to Wes. Wes, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. One more year to 40, boys. One more year.
Thank God it's not this year. That would have been depressing.
Yeah.
Well,
it's rejuvenating that I've got one more year. 37 was depressing. 38 was depressing. 39 is a little more rejuvenating.
Think so?
I have one more year.
A lot can happen in that last year.
Yeah.
It's finally going to be the year. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah.
One year closer to death.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they're all that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all that way. Well, congrats, Wes. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy
birthday. Hope you have a fun day. I know you're going to be off on your birthday when we're actually recording. So what are you going to do? You have good plans? You have fun stuff?
I'm going to do the Hive Hour with you guys, and then I'm going to go to this place called Bull Bowl. It's like a bowling alley, kind of like fun place, adult fun
got
place.
bulls over there?
Yeah, they do have. They have a mechanical bull.
No masks too, right?
I've already used the knee excuse on my girlfriend that I can't get on the bull. Because I know that was her plan. So I've already gotten myself out of that. But yeah, it should be fun.
Wait a minute. You have to go on the bull for your birthday.
No, I'm not.
That's the whole thing.
I've got two janky knees. One of them is I need surgery on, and I'm saving up for it currently. Yeah, I'm not getting on that bull.
No chance I'm riding a mechanical bull these days.
Yeah, but why are you going to pay the Bull premium when there's a bowling alley like a minute from your house? With
because
no
you get to watch other people on the bull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? It's probably a good call. When they see a big guy like you saying it's your birthday, they fuck with you. He would crank it. The bull operator would crank it to like to 11. Yeah,
100%.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the only joy in a carny's life.
That's right.
Absolutely.
He's hoping you have that bad knee.
Yeah, he is. I tell him it's a bad knee. He's going to pressure me more.
Oh yeah,
he's hoping for.
He's got something for that.
Brutal injuries.
Yeah.
I'm going to break this guy's knee.
Carney says to himself, "My lucky day today."
Exactly. So, yeah.
Well, all right. I hope it's fun. I hope you get to watch somebody else get injured.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good.
Take videos, please.
I will.
We got 7 big stories for you all today. Before we take off, Biden announced over the weekend that kids in cages facilities are going back to 100% ASAP, as soon as possible.
That's right. The CDC said kids in cages can go full Florida and Texas. 100% capacity.
He did. Yeah, he lined it right up with that 100% announcement with everybody else. He's going 100% kids in cages. Figured that was worth a mention. Also, speaking of broken promises, some people did actually show up and get disappointed in D.C. last week when the inauguration of Donald J. Trump did not happen. That must have been a pretty funny conversation at the Olive Garden afterwards.
Must have been pretty cool because there was very few people. Must have been pretty cool for them when they were like, it's only us, and they found like the 4 other people, and they're like, oh, thank God we have friends here.
Yeah, so I mean, it was probably a bonding experience,
right? For sure,
interesting day for everybody who showed up and thought it was going to go down, and it didn't. Yeah. All right, but let's talk about some better news. It's the year 2021, which so far has sucked as bad as its older brother 2020. But the silver lining to that is that there's another round of economic stimulus headed to most Americans as early as this week. The $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan Act got passed by the Senate on Saturday, and now it's going to go back to the House where they will reconcile the differences with the Senate version and finally to President Biden for signature. He should have it signed by Tuesday night at the latest. I saw that maybe even Monday. So
give us the checks, bro.
Right. That means checks will start getting cut very quickly. And as we've covered before, the eligibility in this round, it's the biggest check, $1,400 per check, but it's the lowest eligibility. It's been reduced. So you only qualify for the $1,400 stimulus check if you made under $75K as an individual or under $150K as a family. But the good news is that covers 90% of the country still. It used to be like 100 and 200 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's been getting reduced. So
I saw on Instagram one of the stimulus videos that we did. Someone commented that he was going to cut his head off if he found out that any of us were above the threshold because we're a bunch of talentless cunts. And
someone said that about us.
Yeah, the thought of us making more than $80,000 a year was going to make someone cut their head off.
Wow,
because he called us talentless.
No, we're getting those fucking checks.
Yeah, we're getting them.
Furthermore, there's like I was excited this weekend because I'm getting the checks, but I'm on a text thread with my rich friends, which I was like, I almost texted, how about those checks? And I was like, oh wait, these guys make way too much money. I'm gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah. I got bad news for that guy though. Before I quit my job to do Hard Factor, I wouldn't have qualified. So
sharpen your knife, you piece of shit.
I've got to get my taxes in right now, otherwise I won't get the check.
You didn't work. Wait, you didn't work your other job in 2020. You haven't done your 2020 taxes. You're saying
correct?
Yeah.
Yep, I can't stress this enough. If you made less in 2020 than you did in 2019, like me, you need to have your taxes filed by the time Biden signs the bill. So get it done now. When you're listening to this, go online and get it done now. I saw some reports, like I said, it could be done as early as today. The IRS will look at your most recent tax return to determine if you are eligible for the stimulus check. So get your taxes sorted out. Make sure that you got the right stuff on file for the IRS to look at. Unemployment, child tax credit, and healthcare benefits are also being buffed under the massive economic recovery bill, as well as a ton of other hidden gems, I'm sure, buried in that $1.9 trillion. So since Uncle Sam is feeling generous, may as well take advantage, since this definitely doesn't happen every year where 90% of the population is given a break by the IRS. So get on it. And not only Uncle Sam, who's trying to help people get their finances in order this week, also our amazing sponsor, Lightstream, and their world-class debt consolidation services. Pay off your credit cards and save with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Rates start at just 5.95% APR with autopay and excellent credit. Low interest rates, and you can get approved fast. So get your credit card debt on its own American Rescue Plan Act with Lightstream. Just for our listeners, apply to get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/factor. That's lightstream.com/factor. The disclaimer here, subject to credit approval, rates range from 5.95% APR to 19.99% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more information. Getting your debt in order is a serious step on the way to financial freedom. So give it a shot.
Hell yeah. All sorts of good financial news there. Consolidate your debt. You're getting a check. That's good stuff.
Absolutely. Am I up?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Sorry. I'm getting there.
Just trying to delay, birthday boy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good financial news there from Will.
Yeah, great financial news. And I fucked something up here. Let me just do one thing.
All right, guys. Why don't you just go to whatever page you have it on?
Author,
Sorry, my fingers are covered in birthday cake.
Yeah. Oh God, I've been eating a lot of cake. All right, guys. Author, International Emmy, Founders Award winner, killer of old women. Hang on. I gotta fucking find where I wrote this because it's coming in.
Yeah. Why don't you just go to the original page?
I am.
That you wrote it on, not the show notes. There you go.
I am. 1 second. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We'll cut some of this.
Yeah. I'll
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Jesus Christ. All right.
Just gonna flip spots here.
Yeah, so you're going to have to do the close. All
right,
right,
turn.
Wait, I got it up. If you want me to go.
For it.
All right, guys. Author, International Emmy, Founders Award winner, killer of old people, and Democratic Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, is turning out to be one of the allegedly sleaziest politicians in decades, and the list of women coming forward alleging sexual misconduct against him just keeps piling up. On Saturday, two more women.
Bill Clinton's like, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
The heat is off, finally.
That's impressive.
Let Cuomo deal with it for once.
On Saturday, two more women came forward to join Lindsay Boylan and Charlotte Bennett. Former press aide Karen Hinton, on the right there in that picture, says that back in 2000 in a Los Angeles hotel room lit for sex, Cuomo gave her what she said was a hug that was very long, too tight, too intimate. That's the big allegation that came out Saturday, is a long, aggressive hug.
That's a lot of twos.
So he was trying to get, comfortable in the hotel room.
Yeah, I mean, he was alone in a hotel room with this woman for whatever reason, and he went for it with a hug and got to test the waters.
Maybe he was trying to make sure she was real.
Right, yeah.
You go on a business trip with a guy with nipple rings, and I mean, this is not surprising.
No.
Well, you know, because you find out when he goes through the metal detector. But real quick, do you guys think that? Do you think that this is happening because of the nursing home scandal? Like, I'm not saying I don't believe these women.
You think because he has done such a shitty job as governor, people just want his head, and so anytime he's been sexually aggressive, they're just pointing it out?
Yeah, I think potentially that because the nursing home shit's so bad, people are like, I need to distance myself from this motherfucker.
When people despise you, when people despise you, generally they're going to air your dirty laundry if you're sexually aggressive.
So, a lot of politicians on both sides, I made fun of Clinton, Trump as well with the allegations. I think, Pat, what happened is like when one person comes forward and seems credible, that takes a lot of pressure off the others to come forward.
Course,
exactly. Yeah. So maybe a combination of he's got some negative press for all of his mistakes, but I think most importantly, it's when the first aide came forward.
Literally, the hashtag Me Too is based around that.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, that's what happens. Strength in numbers, and they all of them should. I mean, everyone should be heard, right? Hinton, who is married to Howard Glazer, who was Cuomo's director of state operations and senior policy advisor until 2014. So he was going after, one of his guys, wife, says that she pulled away, but then, quote, he pulls me back for another intimate embrace. I thought at that moment it could lead to a kiss. It could lead to other things. So I just pulled away again and I leave. So that's that story. And the second accuser,
the second pull-in,
pulled her back for a second.
The second pull-in is pretty incriminating.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, we're dancing here, right?
Have you guys ever done a second pull-in on a chick?
To a coworker? Nah.
I
want to make sure that the hug really.
I'm sure I've done a third pull-in.
Yeah,
you've done multiple pull-ins to like some. Yeah, it's usually with somebody you're with, not somebody who's married to somebody else on your staff.
You gotta be pretty comfortable. I'm saying, like, if it's a girl that you haven't kissed yet or hooked up with, and you want to, and if you go for the second pull-in, I mean,
that's lots of guys have made a mistake and done a second or third pull-in while drunk. They shouldn't have. At a work function, absolutely not.
Yeah. Of course. So the second lady, Ann Liss, on the left in that photo, says that when she worked for Cuomo as a policy operations aide from 2013 to 15, he treated her like it was the 60s. He called her sweetheart, asked her if she had a boyfriend. One time in 2014 at his mansion, she said that he greeted her with, "Hey, sweetheart," kissed both of her cheeks, and then pulled her in by her waist for a picture. Now, Rich as a party, who is a senior advisor to Cuomo, responded to that, saying, quote, "Reporters and photographers have covered the governor for 14 years, watching him kiss men and women and posing for pictures." Okay, Rich. So that was his thing. Like, this is normal. He goes to a lot of press.
He does it to dudes too.
He's Italian, he's grabbing and smooching with everybody. Yeah.
He's a friendly guy.
I can't think of any female relationship I've ever had other than with my niece, where I refer to a female as a sweetheart. Like who does that? Like, "Hey, sweetheart, come here."
A guy
sweetheart.
who's old. He's from a different era. He's from the Billy Clinton era. He's not
older guys that go to diners. And call their waitresses sweetheart and tip like $1.
You ever see my parents, some of their friends, like my dad will kiss some of their friends on the lips. Like it's fucking weird. Like, I don't know what it is.
70s, baby.
It's just like
culturally.
What are you doing?
We've all done each other.
Yeah, your dad's orgy.
They got the
That's
key
a different situation.
What's going on here? Also, in less, not making as much news, is this woman Ann Rutch, a former Biden campaign staffer, that says Cuomo kissed her on the cheek at a wedding, which left her, quote, confused and shocked and embarrassed. But
shut the fuck up, Ann Rutch, though. I'm sorry. A kiss on the cheek at a wedding, Ann Rutch. You're just trying to jump in here. You're trying to get in the double Dutch line.
Yeah, I mean,
it's people piling on though. It's like, I think it's like you, Pat, and Mark
Honey,
said. It was like,
honey, should I get involved? Remember when he kissed me on the cheek at a wedding?
Right.
Should I?
Do you remember how uncomfortable that made me feel?
Yes.
well,
Should I jump in?
so many people in his office have clearly thought he's a creep over the years, and now they're just all together like, oh, let's bust this creep.
Well, all these people that have been like, underneath his thumb, working for him, prepping him up, they've seen him do the kielbasa thing for 14 years, where he's like, I bet you could eat that in one bite, couldn't you, sweetheart?
You could swallow that whole sausage for sure.
He's been doing
That's
that
creepy as fuck.
all the time for 14 years. Like his normal talk is like overtly sexual and like just disgusting.
He's taking the staff out to the kielbasa store.
This is kind of like a rite of passage. We go to the kielbasa store your first week.
Special treat for the staff. I like to take them to the sausage.
I got a
factory.
sausage guy. He's the best.
I gotta see if you can do it.
And when
Turn on the camera. She's gonna love this.
You jump to the front of the line. But perhaps the woman that is causing him the most grief right now is Andrea Stewart Cousins, the leader of the New York State Senate, who is calling for his head and for him to resign immediately. Quote, for the good of the state, she added, every day there is another account that is drawing away from the business of government. We need to govern without daily distraction. Governor Cuomo must resign. But guys, guess what? Cuomo's not going to resign.
He doesn't want to resign, does he? Yeah.
No.
He ain't going to resign.
He hasn't done anything wrong in his
No
mind.
way.
He's just, telling these women to suck the kielbasa and he's kissing them on the cheeks and stuff.
If he resigns, that's an admission of guilt in a way, right? So
no chance he's resigning. Yeah.
Cuomo had like a conference, phone conference with. By the way, Cuomo. With the reporters on the phone, he said that he was elected by the people, not politicians. A recent Quinnipiac University poll found that 59% of registered New York voters want him to stay. That was released Thursday, though, so maybe it's changed a little bit with the new allegations.
That's a high percentage.
Yeah. So Cuomo said
similar to California, where people like Newsom's going to get the vote to go throw him out, but he won't get thrown out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Newsom isn't sexually assaulting half the state.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
A little different, yeah.
It is worse
dinner.
because he's being a sexually aggressive boss. But I mean, I don't know. Newsom fucked up his entire year of being
but
governor.
it's not comparable. The
Right.
situations they both have done wrong things or whatever, but not comparable. I'm surprised 59% of people support a guy who sexually harasses a bunch of people.
Right. Yeah. It's just I don't know, Dem voters, I guess. I'm not gonna. Speaking to the Times, Cuomo said, "This is from the Times, actually. I'm not going to resign because of allegations, calling the notion anti-democratic and a violation of the Due Process Clause of the Constitution. There's no way I resign." So he's got 5 women. One he aggressively kissed and shoves his tongue down her throat. Right. That was the first one, Boylan. So that one, that's
Strip
like
poker.
that's pretty. Yeah, strip poker. That one was pretty damning. The rest are what I can, aggressive hugs and inappropriate questioning of you have a boyfriend
at a wedding.
He's like Al Franken when he did with the boob picture like 10 times a week. He's like a super Al Franken, and Al Franken's probably pissed that
Al Franken was probably doing a bit though. That's the difference. Al Franken was like, "Hey,
The
check
grab
it
her
out,
tits,
right?"
It was a bit, yeah, but
He was doing a bit.
yeah.
Grab your tits real
But
quick.
Cuomo does
He
that
didn't
bit.
touch her tits.
Cuomo does that bit like I'm telling you, like all the fucking time. Like
Yeah. He puts a lot of feelers out there, Cuomo does.
Yeah.
Cuomo and Franken need to do a duo act. They need to start a stand-up routine.
There's a difference between
Buddy
a bit.
comedy. Louis
Like
C.K. could get on
Abbott and
too.
Costello.
They're just triple team in the audience.
Yeah. They're just making women uncomfortable. All right, who's next? Who's the next
Who can we
volunteer?
jack off?
How about you?
Those poor women that he like hugged and then like they like just like friendly put their head on his shoulder or just like they had no idea what they did. Cuomo, the last thing is Cuomo said that the most recent accusation by Hinton is not true and that she's a longtime political adversary. Hinton responded by saying truth is the longtime adversary that Cuomo fears the most. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. All right, guys. Turns out we had it all wrong on Myanmar. The military that took over in a vicious coup, locking up the party leaders of the National League of Democracy or whatever, the elected party that won in a decisive victory. They're not a bunch of bad people, the military, they're saying, right?
Okay.
Do you believe me?
Who's saying that? The military. They're saying themselves. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
of course.
Do you believe me?
Do I believe you
absolutely
that
not.
they're saying that? Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
maybe you will believe former Israeli spy Ari Ben-Menashe, who has been hired by the Myanmar military for quote unquote a big amount to assist in explaining the real situation in the country. So yeah, the Myanmar military hired a shady guy to do PR spins for them saying, look, we aren't just murdering a bunch of people for no reason.
Yeah. Well,
Got us all wrong, buddies.
Look, any political movement needs a strong propaganda arm. Okay,
right.
No matter what you're trying to do, good or bad, you got to have propaganda, and that's just the way it goes. So Myanmar, no different.
This Ben-Menashe guy's happy to talk about
anything.
His job. He's happy to talk about. His political. He says political consulting firm Dickens and Madsen Canada was hired by Myanmar's generals to help them communicate with the U.S. and other countries who misunderstand them. Menashe's a previous arms dealer who helped with like the Iran-Contra deal, selling arms, and he's also worked for longtime Zimbabwean ruler Robert Mugabe.
Much blood money.
Sudan's military junta and presidential candidates in Venezuela, Tunisia, and Kyrgyzstan. I don't even know that. I didn't even know that place existed. It can't still exist. Kyrgyzstan.
It's like the Stone Age.
So he's not going to lose any sleep over this gig. He bragged about how he will even get paid a bonus on top of his big amount if his lobbying is deemed to lead to any lifting of sanctions. So he's out there being like, if I do my job right, we'll get some of these sanctions off.
This guy is like the sleaziest. What's his profession? Is he a lawyer? Is it she? What's
he's an ex-spy and a professional consultant guy. I don't know.
He's a PR man.
He'll take any job. Any job.
He's a professional liar. Is what
he has no conscience. So like
Not at all.
There's no job too tough for him. By the way, Kin Muong Lat, an official from Aung San Suu Kyi's party, she's the woman that was elected and she was detained. Mm-hmm. Well, one of her aides or officials died overnight over the weekend in police custody, according to his associates. The cause of Kin Muong Lat's death was not known, but Reuters and some publications saw a photograph of his body with bloodstained clothing wrapped around his head, and witnesses reportedly saw him being kicked and beaten. So,
are we going to get confirmation that she's still alive?
I think she is. That brings the reported protesters' deaths to 60 at the time of this recording, but it's reportedly it's rumored to be way higher than that. Also, police have started to occupy hospitals now, so they can just arrest wounded people as they show up to the hospital, not even let them get like treated. They're just like, oh, that looks like a protest wound, taking them away.
So basically, if you're out of your house, you're just arrested.
Yeah, but guys, we got it all wrong on them. They're the good guys.
Well, government
they want to team up with the U.S. apparently, and then it was Aung San Suu, or it was Aung San Suu Kyi's party that was actually purposely trying to get in China's sphere of influence, and they're just trying to stop that because they want to be buddies with us. So we got it all wrong.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where you can hear Ben-Menashe's bullshit spins on Myanmar, but I do know you can hear our bullshit spins on stereo and join us in hosting every Wednesday and Friday, which you should do because it's a lot of fun. Pat and I had a good one this past Friday. We do it every Wednesday and Friday afternoon. If you go to stereo.com/hardfactor, Will, Wes, Mark, and /Pat Cassidy, you can just go ahead and like subscribe to us, follow us. And you want to do that to all four of us. It'll show you then if you have notifications on it, it'll let you know when our shows are scheduled, when they're going live. Otherwise, it's Wednesday and Friday afternoon. Again, that's stereo.com/hardfactor, Will, Wes, Mark, Pat Cassidy. I'll play you a sample of Pat and I's show at the end of this show so you can hear how it works.
Nice. Lots of fun.
All right, guys. A Missouri woman has been slapped with a felony weapons charge after she allegedly smuggled a small gun into prison. Guess where?
I know where.
In her vagina. Her front keister, Will.
Yeah,
her front butt. Yep, her yeaster. Yeah,
Amy.
Gross. Amy Natasha Wilheat. She's 39. And Bubba, can you put this photo up because this woman does not look 39 when you get a shot. She was originally taken into custody at Boone County Jail February 14th on drug charges. I assume that's North Carolina. And Wilheat went under both a quote thorough pat and search, a strip search to be exact, at the jail. But both officials.
Wait a minute.
39. You
39.
Say?
Yeah, my ass.
Her hair is colored gray, right? Is that actual gray?
Can't tell. Look how cute the gun is, though.
My goodness.
Looking at her, if she's 39, I can't believe she didn't smuggle in cigarettes in her Easter.
No, they were probably in there too. I mean, they're just the gun is leading the article.
Multi-purpose, right? Yeah.
That gun was built for the vagina.
It was
pretty cute.
Did you remember in Dutch Hammer's book, he had a chapter about a woman who smuggled a huge gun in her vagina?
big vagina.
Yeah, it happens. This one was like a derringer. You just slip it right in there. But yeah, she went through a pat down. They didn't find the miniature gun. However, on Wednesday, prison officials were left stunned when they found the pint-sized weapon in her jail cell, assuming that it came in through her yeaster.
So wait, she just had it chilling like on her table in her cell? Like,
so she was just running the block because if anyone fucked with her, she could shoot them. She had a gun in the jail.
To me, like she's in jail, not prison, right? Like, what the fuck are you doing with a gun in jail?
Intimidating all the other prisoners.
Yeah, it sounds like she was just she's trying to send a message.
Yeah.
She could have been just doing party tricks, be like, want to see it again? There it is. There it is again. Or
she was holding other women hostage, making them go down on her while she had a gun pointed directly at them, if you know what I mean.
I think that's what it was. She was forcing people to give her cigarettes and go down on her.
You better do it good, or the gun might go off.
It could be what Wes said. It could be an elaborate plot where she got sentenced on purpose to then pull off this one magic trick she'd been working on. Right. But
it's possible. I'll get you some cigarettes.
Yeah. It's possible, guys. Well, yeah, this gun really pales in comparison to. Remember back in 2012, I think we talked about this. Obviously, we weren't a show then, so we didn't cover it. But a North Carolina man managed to smuggle a 10-inch long 38 revolver into prison by hiding it up his butt.
Whoa.
So 10 inches. If it's 10 inches long, it's got to be 3 inches tall, maybe 4.
Do you think he knew he could fit 10 inches in there?
Yeah, he practiced. Yeah, that was part of it.
It's like, he's probably like, I can do 10. I've done it before.
I can do 10. Yeah, give me the 38.
Why would you bring such a comically long gun?
Right. Why would you not take a semi-automatic? Why would you take a revolver in there? You know?
Anything smaller.
At that point, you can fit anything up there.
You got some fat base. It's stupid. The man was told to squat and cough and to make sure there was nothing concealed in the cavity, but he passed that test with flying colors. However, the next day, prison guards uncovered the large weapon in his cell, and he had to receive medical treatment for injuries to his rectum.
Probably.
Yeah, this is the worst part about that whole story. So the weapon was not loaded at the time, but in order to essentially, charge him with the full charges, they had to test fire it and make sure that it was a functional weapon. And that's got to be a tough job for the officer that has to do that. Has to fire the butt gun.
It hasn't been if it's got to be sterilized completely.
Yeah. Can we clean it first?
You can't get it totally clean once it's been up there for a couple days.
You're just blowing that stuff you used on your keyboards to get the dust out on it. Like Febreze in it.
So gross.
And guys, that must have been a weird picture, and that picture could be a real weird painting if you patronize our next sponsor, paintyourlife.com. Hell yeah. If you guys want to give the most baller,
the guy who hit the 10-inch gun would want to get a picture painted. That was just bragging. He was just doing that. He was just doing that to show off.
He probably wants two size of the gun.
Right, or an X-ray, right? An X-ray of his rectum and the gun in it. That'd been sick. But yeah, guys, honestly, paintyourlife.com been a sponsor of ours for a while. They're a fantastic service that will paint any photograph into a hand-painted, custom-made oil painting or watercolor painting, but it's painted by professional artists, and it's really dope. Parents love this shit. Grandparents also love this shit. Especially if your grandma or grandpa is in a assisted living facility, they have all their friends coming in and out of the room. Nothing is going to make them a bigger baller than having a hand-painted oil painting of their grandkids or the new baby or whatever
nice.
in the room. They're going to be the belle of the ball there, guys. And your parents, right, are going to love that shit too, because they're going to be like, holy shit, Pat's finally actually making money. And then they'll check the credit card that we share together, and they'll see that I'm not. Now I pay for that credit card.
Yeah, but it's not that expensive.
It's
not.
not.
These are not that expensive.
Exactly. That you're going to trick them. That's the
point.
You
can fool them for a second, for a week before they look it up.
Totally afford that shit, guys. So you get to pick the artist. You can put 2 photos together if you want to be creepy and get a painting of you and your ex-girlfriend, but what she looks like now. You can totally just cut that photo out and then a recent photo of you, paste them together, and bam, they're going to paint that shit for you. So check it out, guys. And
that's niche. I think that's one you thought of maybe, but that's a little bit of a niche.
I'm trying to cover all bases, guys. Okay. They've been our sponsor for a while.
Yeah.
Trying to find new markets. All you got to do if you want to redeem our special offer, which is totally insane, it's free shipping, and I believe it's 20% off, right? The first offer. Yeah, you just got to text factor, the word factor, to 64,000. So text factor to 64,000, and you'll get the special offer. And if you don't like it, it's risk free. They'll refund your money 100%. So to get 20% off your painting and free shipping, which is an insane deal, text factor FACTOR to 64,000. Factor to 64,000. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Terms apply.
It will not disappoint as a gift or as a purchase for yourself. All right.
No.
Shout out to Father Brian and the interns for this next one. We got to take it back to Toontown, fellas. More cartoons. Last week was Dr. Seuss. This week, we're diving deeper into the toon world. A writer from the New York Times, Charles M. Blow, has come to the defense of women everywhere with a Twitter attack on Pepe Le Pew. Charles was fresh off of huge wins from articles last week about Dr. Seuss and getting people to hate his books. Then he figured he'd try to do the same with Mighty Mouse. That one didn't go over too well. And then he added Pepe Le Pew said that he adds to rape culture. So this is what Charles' tweet says. He says, right-wing blogs are mad because I said Pepe Le Pew added to rape culture. Let's see. Number one, he grabs and kisses a stranger repeatedly against her will. 2, she struggles mightily to get away from him, and he won't release her. And then 3, he locks a door to prevent her from escaping. And this
door blocker,
fellas, this is in regards to this salacious clip that Bubba is about to play for you. This is what was attached to that tweet, and a big time trigger warning because there's a lot of skunk on cat microaggressions occurring all over this clip. Bubba, please play it. Hopefully we don't get canceled.
Is over. Oh, the adoration. Oh, the je vous adore. Le je t'aime à vous, c'est ma sugar, n'est-ce pas? You are my peanut. I am your brittle. Getting there is half the fun.
that looks like a Tuesday at the Cuomo office.
Yeah.
Big time Cuomo vibes from Pepe Le Pew. That's a handsy skunk, boys.
Absolutely.
Man, I got to put some context on this. So, yeah, we all know that Pepe Le Pew's he's a rapist. We've known that for years. But if you look at it from what it is, right, which is an animal on animal situation,
exactly.
Every sexual encounter in the wild is
a rape. Yep.
Absolutely rape.
100%
if this guy
in the real world,
if this guy's freaked out
these are animals. Yeah, these are animals, and it's cute. It's not the same.
Discovery Channel is really going to freak him out.
Yeah, he wouldn't get through it.
No, he wouldn't. In fact, Pepe Le Pew is so handsy. This is actually just a return of a take from an old Dave Chappelle stand-up that just happens to rear its head every once in a while. Dave also foreshadowed like Sesame Street and the Muppets getting canceled in that same set. So it's just satire becoming real life.
Yeah, we've covered it on Hard Factor in the 2018 early days. I mean, it comes up every once in a while. It's like that song, Baby, It's Cold Outside. That's like, she's like, baby, it's cold outside. I really must go. He's like, you're not fucking leaving.
Right. We cancel so much
stuff.
Both
know.
It's amazing that like the cancel cycle happens so frequently that we do the same ones over and over.
It's
again.
just they pop up every once in a while.
A cancel cycle? It's not. I mean, like,
well, it just comes back up that this should be outlawed, and then that person sells more copies, and then
my dad's gonna be worried. I don't give a fuck what your dad thinks.
I'm gonna block the door.
Yeah. Well, baby, shut up. It's not cold in here.
Yeah, Pat, I don't know if the word cancel or whatever, but it's a cycle, right? It's an outrage cycle that just repeats.
It'll come back. We'll talk about Pepe Le Pew next.
Not the last time. Anyways, the media at large is cracking down on tunes in general. This is all, of course, after Dr. Seuss last week and after Space Jam unveiled that they made LoLa Bunny less buxom in the LeBron version of Space Jam. So, fellas, that's the MJ version.
Couldn't have made her more buxom.
Yeah, no, they couldn't have. The original was pretty well appointed.
She's like a wall. She's like she's flat.
Oh yeah, the new Lola. The new Lola is definitely they took all the sexual aspects out so that she's now just a basketball playing bunny.
She like Louisiana, you know.
She flat.
She flat.
So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Any takes on LoLa Bunny? Are you disappointed that she's not as hot?
I mean, there are real women that look like LoLa Bunny. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They work out hard, way too hard.
I don't care about any of it. People are too worked up about it no matter what. Whether you're too worked up that it's canceled or you're too worked up that it should be canceled, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest.
Well, what do you think about the companies actually making all the changes, because they're the ones sort of enforcing it?
I don't care.
All right, so I think
I'm upset about Lola. I'm upset about Lola.
Yeah, I like the other Lola. What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
I mean, fellas, I don't know.
I can take getting a boner off the list of things that are going to happen to me during Space Jam 2, you know?
Right.
Right. And I think with this kind of Pat, with this kind of progress, moving full steam ahead, cartoons and children's books, talking animals getting canceled on a weekly basis, I think it's safe to say we're moving closer and closer to the future that Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, and Sandra Bullock all tried to warn us about in the 1993 box office smash Demolition Man. So you had to apologize for your sexual feelings in that future as well.
I don't think that movie did well at the box office.
Oh, it had to.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
It was humongous. It was a hit, right?
I think it was a flop.
No, it was a hit in my
It
mind.
was a huge flop.
I was only 8 years
critically
old.
undervalued.
It stuck with me. So.
Someone look up the Rotten Tomatoes on that.
Yeah, I thought it did.
It's in the 30s. But it's a good movie. Give it a chance.
Yeah. Did well.
100.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it did well. Okay.
Yeah, you can't hold Sly down. Anyways, I'm sorry, Sly, that we're disappointing you with all these.
Oh, he's not happy.
No, he's upset.
All right, guys. Kentucky lawmakers are fighting back against rioters and protesters, as they really did not find the Breonna Taylor or George Floyd protests pleasant, and are aiming to make riots a bit more civilized, and some say crush the First Amendment rights of citizens. So a new bill moving swiftly through the system, Bill 211, would make it illegal and punishable by up to 3 months in prison for anyone who, quote, accosts, insults, taunts, or challenges a law enforcement officer with offensive or derisive words. And the definition of derisive is expressing contempt or ridicule, and one definition of contempt by Webster is lack of respect or reverence for something. So you can see where this leads, right?
They're gonna put people in jail for giving them dirty looks.
No,
Right.
It's like donut and pig jokes. Get you arrested now.
Yep.
Right.
This is
Anything. Yeah, it is bullshit. It's completely, the vagueness of all this.
They can claim anything as disrespect.
Right.
We make fun of everyone. If we show our faces in Kentucky, we might have warrants out for us.
Police by far already have the advantage in terms of whether or not they can arrest you or not. 100% they have the advantage. You want to give them more advantage? No.
Yeah.
Now they can arrest you for literally anything.
A bad look, they can probably arrest you.
By that definition, it sounds like they definitely could. Like a bad, middle finger for sure.
Middle finger.
Oh, middle finger. You're getting taken out. Will
you're getting slammed? Yeah. The bill would also make quote
it's like
gestures.
pulling your dick out on Bourbon Street. There's just like 5 cops form tackle you for middle fingering somebody.
I once got put in handcuffs on St. Patrick's Day because I saw a cop running after someone, and I did I was so drunk and by myself that I did like the jerk off motion because I was just
an officer. It was like telling you to cool off, and you're like,
no. He was chasing someone, and I just kind of like did it at the act of him running after someone, and
you doing your job, you idiot.
And one of the other officers handcuffed me, and then I snapped out of him. Was sorry sir, sorry, and he threw me in a cab, and then I got out of the cab like 3 blocks down. I was a mess.
You'd have been toast.
That's the exact Kentucky law. Like the jerk off motion fits right in the smack dab in the middle.
Slammer. Yeah.
I wasn't doing it like
look at this idiot chasing a criminal.
Yeah, it was more that he was arresting someone having a good time, I think. The bill goes on to say it would quote make gestures or other physical contact that would have a direct tendency to provoke a violent response from the perspective of a reasonable and prudent person illegal. So reasonable and prudent person is the cop. The unreasonable and unprudent person is the rioter or protester.
It's not. Is this passed or is this?
It's going to pass because so the bill is being pushed through. The bill's sponsor is retired officer Senator David Carroll, who
how many times did he get made fun
Senator
of?
David Butthurt.
Yeah.
God damn it.
he got absolutely ridiculed.
I gotta take their First Amendment rights.
Right. It's an authoritarian law basically, and the right controls both chambers of Kentucky's legislature, so it's gonna probably go through. David Carroll says, "This bill was built on lawful protest, and it's something that we must maintain our citizens' right to do so. What this deals with are those who cross the line and commit criminal acts." So that's
As
what's
in, like,
happening.
telling a cop to fuck off.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
not really a criminal act.
Nope. Well, it's going to be
in the United States.
It's about to be in Kentucky.
Okay. Good job, Kentucky. There was nearly another catastrophe in Qatar, guys. Catastrophe in Qatar. Say that 10 times fast. And I'd like to thank Alan Green for sending this one in. See, the country set to host the 2022 World Cup that has had thousands and thousands of migrant workers die from ramping up the infrastructure to host that massive event. Something else almost happened there. There was an emergency landing on a Tarco aviation flight this past week the flight was headed to Qatar from Sudan's Khartoum International Airport, which is like in their capital, on Wednesday after a terrorist attack on the pilot of the plane.
Oh shit! This is like what's that? Harrison Ford's the president
Right.
on the plane.
Air Force One.
Air Force One gets taken over
On the plane.
by Gary Oldman. Yeah.
Yes. It was a single terrorist, though, instead of the group, like Oldman's group. And apparently the terrorist suspectedly snuck onto the aircraft the night before to sleep and get ready for his plot. When the plane was stationed overnight for an overnight cleaning, snuck on then. Then not even a full hour into the flight, the terrorist made his move on the cockpit and attacked the pilot. Efforts were made to capture the solo terrorist, who was unarmed, but they were made in vain as they were unable to subdue the terrorist, and that's because it was a stray cat that was fucking on one. What? It was a cat. It was a cat.
Attacked the pilot.
It was a cat. That's right. A cat snuck into the aircraft overnight, then freaked out when it woke up, and there was a bunch of people on the plane that was flying, got into the cockpit somehow and fucked the pilot up. And then
How do you get into the cockpit?
I don't know. And then they could not capture they could not capture the cat. The captain, fresh with some new scratches, had to turn the plane around and land it because the cat was just wreaking total havoc on the plane. I think we have some footage of the cat attacking the pilot, Bubba. If you could roll the quick clip here. There it is. Take down. I mean, come on. Pretty awesome, right? Like the cat ruined the flight. It's kind of funny. I think
It
I
is
gotta
funny.
wrangle that
You
cat.
fucking, if you already didn't like cats before
yeah.
that flight, you fucking hate cats.
You turned
like-
the flight around.
Yeah, an international flight.
I'm surprised someone didn't kick it really hard or
Yeah, that was your chance. If you hate cats, that was your chance.
That cat's getting abused after it lands.
Yeah,
No
for
chance it got good treatment.
I would have wrangled that motherfucker and had it in my lap the whole flight, and that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you all so much for listening. We got a big week ahead. Happy birthday, Wes. Hive Hours coming up on patreon.com. /Hard Factor. We got the Hive Hour on Florida Man Friday this week. Working on getting some guests. Please leave us 5-star reviews. We will read them on Fridays. We didn't read them this past Friday. That's our fault. We'll read them. We'll read them this Friday. Wednesdays is voicemails 512-270-1480. Continue to like and retweet and just simply like all of our stuff on social media to keep those algorithms bumping. Most importantly, though, have a great fucking day.